Hey Sages, and thanks so much for checking out your December 2016 General Tarot Forecast. And happy birthday to you guys. Sag season is starting on the 22nd of November and lasting until the 21st of December, I believe. So I wish a very happy birthday to you guys, and I hope that you get and achieve all that you're wanting for your solar new year that you're experiencing, to the end of your solar new year. So before I get started on y'all's reading, I wanted to tell y'all that there will be some changes happening on my channel along with the new year when January comes. I plan on starting an Introduction to Tarot series where I talk about my experience with the tarot and talk about individual cards. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, like this video or comment below. I would super appreciate it. Also, there will be some changes on my shop as well. I'm going to change up a lot of the way that I go about private readings. First off, I am going to be raising my rate due to the volume of clients seeking out readings with me, because my schedule is going to be very full starting in January, and it was just something that I had to do. However, if you book a reading with me at my current rate, you will retain that rate. I always allow my clients to retain the rate with which they book with me at first. So jump over to my shop and book a reading with me if you would like to retain my rate, which is $65 for 30 minutes of pre-recorded video or a 45-minute one-on-one Skype consultation. So anyway, without further ado, let's see what's happening for Sages in the month of December. I am so happy for you guys because you have the Princess of Wands, also known as the Page of Wands, right in the center of your reading. And above it is the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords, so that tells me that whatever pain you guys have experienced, whatever hasn't culminated in the way that you wanted it to, as you kind of look in hindsight over the last year of your life, you're turning that into power, you're turning that into creativity. Maybe some Sages are embarking on a new art project, or perhaps writing music. Any creative endeavors are going to be supported divinely by the universe in the month of December. You guys also have the Fool, that great major arcana card that says that you guys are starting anew on a new journey of your life. A lot of Sages have closed out chapters and are wanting to start new chapters of their life along with their solar return. Okay? And it's just, I'm so happy for you guys because, not to say that things are perfect right now, I think that there has been some aspect of difficulty. You know, the Five of Cups has shown up a few times in general readings for Sag over the past few months, but now it's in reverse, so you guys are kind of getting tired of mourning the past, of living in the past. You guys don't tend to do that much anyway, but that depends on your chart and what like where your moon placement is and stuff like that. But you guys are ready to move forward. You guys are ready to achieve something that's not very run-of-the-mill. You guys are ready to do something different, kind of be innovative. You guys want to do something with creative energy that innovates and provides something new to the people around you. This could be a new business. I think that some Sages are having new ideas for a new business. And I think that the main message for you guys is that you've got to fill in the gaps. And what do I mean by that? The Princess of Wands or the Page of Wands usually says that there's a really good idea, a really good spark, like the innovation is there, the potential is there, but sometimes you get so caught up in the idea and the grandeur of everything that could be happening or that could happen, and it can be difficult to actually make the progress that you need to make to fulfill that goal. And that can be an issue that Sagittarius has anyway, because you guys are ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about optimism, go big or go home, you know, really, really big plans that potentially may not have the financial or physical backing. You know, you may not have made all the progress or done the tasks that you needed to actually fulfill a goal that you have. So now's the time to actually put action toward these amazing creative endeavors that you're pursuing. And it's time. There may have been some Sages out there who have been struggling with a bit of depression, which is not the most normal thing for Sagittarius, but it's kind of part of the human condition. You have the Three of Swords, and like I talked about, the Five of Cups in reversed. You also have the Seven of Cups in your reading as well, which can suggest, you know, kind of being overtaken by your emotional thoughts, potentially making them something that they're not. So there's a lot of cups. And, I think that you guys have experienced a certain emotional situation to its fullest. It's culminated. It's moving forward. There might be a little bit more because, your highest number is 7, and we'd look for a 9 or a 10 to really validate that you guys are through this. But don't dwell, don't stress too much, because you've got to move forward with your life. Universally, there's energy in your reading that says it's time to start over. It's time to begin somewhere else. Potentially some of the really long-running things in your life that have outlasted their use to you, they need to be concluded and recalculated and put towards another direction so that you can achieve something else. But I will say, potentially in December, you may still be reminded of the breakup that you had. If for the Sagittarius that have gone through a breakup, there may still be reminders of that. And the message to you is that you need to turn that into creative prosperity. You need to take that energy, that sadness or grief that you experience in whatever dose that you experience it, and you need to, like I said, recalculate that, or an even better word, recalibrate. I like that. That'll probably be what I put in the title for this video. You guys need to recalibrate sort of your emotional compass in December. That's it. I just got chills. The Sagittarius out there need to recalibrate their emotional compass in December. You're having your solar return. The sun is going to be shining into your first house. For those of you that have Sag rising, although it's still somewhat accurate since your sun's Sag. But especially that's really accurate for the Sag risings who are watching this as well. You've got to recalibrate your emotional compass and sort of restructure what gets to you. There's an evolution that needs to occur. The universe has already put you in a situation where you can start over, or if it hasn't, you'll be finding perhaps with the new year that you're really getting a chance to start over and getting another chance. There's a second chance, okay? That's interesting. I see potentially a second chance that will be coming to Sagittarius. So for those of you who have broken up, it's possible that in the next month, your ex may come back into your life and potentially give you a second chance. And it will be up to you to decide whether that's something that you need or want. I would say that if they haven't changed, that they potentially don't deserve a second chance from you. But if you feel that they have changed and you're willing to get past the grief and any resentment that may have built, then perhaps a second chance and starting anew with this person wouldn't be so bad. But make sure that you really, really think about that. And make sure that you're not convincing yourself that this person is better than they are, or convincing yourself that this person has changed. Codependent relationships are not supported right now, Sag, and you have a very good understanding of when that happens, because Sag doesn't really want codependency. That's more of a water sign type of thing. But with the 7 of Cups, it can kind of suggest that. It can suggest that maybe you really prop someone up on a pedestal, and maybe you really exaggerate. That's something that Sag can do sometimes, is exaggerate the good in something, because you're so optimistic a lot of the time, kind of optimistic to a fault every once in a while, and sometimes that can lead you to be in the situation of the 3 of Swords where your heart is really broken, because when you exaggerate someone's good points, you kind of set yourself up to be a little bit stabbed in the back or stabbed in the heart. It can be a heartbreaking scenario when someone doesn't live up to Sag's expectations. Sag can have really, really high expectations. And people want to live up to your expectations, Sag. That's something else that's coming forward. Maybe December might also be a good time to reassess your expectations of other people. You've got the King of Swords in your reading, and this could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius masculine energy, although this could also be you. I've known some Sages to kind of be similar to the King of Swords archetype. Sages can sometimes put their foot in their mouth. Sometimes you guys, you don't usually mean harm by it, but you guys can sometimes say things that hurt other people's feelings without realizing it. So that's a message. If you feel that you've hurt someone's feelings with your words, then it might be good to reassess that and make amends if that's necessary. But past all of that gross relationship stuff, just something random. I see a lot of Sages being really stylish in December. Like maybe you're splurging for your birthday and buying some really nice new clothes or cosmetics or something. Because that's another interpretation of the Page of Wands. There's a very extremely stylish and very trendy and very well groomed and attractive. Maybe you want to change your style. That could be another interpretation. And I feel like that's a really good thing for Sages right now. If you can, maybe starting a new, maybe getting a new hairstyle, buying new clothes, changing the way that you present yourself. That could be helpful because there is a desire for evolution. And maybe if you don't have the means to just like completely move to another foreign country or something, that's another thing that could be happening for Sagittarius. You guys might be wanting to go abroad. I see that too with the Fool, and Sagittarius is so loves so much to travel and to go places. You might be planning a vacation. You might be planning on moving abroad for a small amount of time. Very, very supported. Yeah, I just got chills. I think some Sagittarius are really thinking about that for 2017 potentially. Maybe teaching abroad. I see that as a possibility. Or just maybe you finally saved up enough money to just go and live abroad for a month or two and just kind of do whatever you want without having to work or without having to struggle. Maybe you've finally done that. And if you haven't, that's very supported by the universe. Start saving to, go abroad for 2 weeks or a month and just do what Sages do when they're abroad. Be popular, experience other cultures, and grow your own knowledge about the world. That's something that's really supported for Sagittarius right now. But if you don't have the means to do that, maybe just changing up your appearance. Maybe looking at how other cultures dress and what colors mean to other cultures. That could be something that would be a good way to channel some of this difficult, heavier energy that is presented in the Five of Cups and the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords. Okay. But yes, maybe studying the beauty standards of other cultures and, kind of allowing yourself to also experience that. Maybe taking on a new skincare routine or just wearing a new kind of clothes that represents your cultural knowledge and how cultured you are, because Sagittarius is probably the most cultured of the zodiac signs. So if you're really struggling with a heartbreak or pain or interpersonal drama, separate from that a little bit, detach from that, and look at yourself. Change. If your wardrobe right now or the way that you present yourself to the world is reminiscent of how you were when you were with someone else in a codependent relationship, change a little bit about yourself. That when you want to. I'm not saying to, kind of get unhealthy with it and be like, I'm not good enough, therefore I need to wear more makeup. And that's not what I'm saying. But there's an element of the Page of Wands and the Fool together that I think can really benefit from changing up your physical appearance a little bit. Not that you look bad or anything right now, that's not at all what I'm saying, but kind of just enjoying that process of changing how you look to the world and your appearance to the world. That could be very, very channeling and beneficial for you guys right now. For the Sages who are in relationships right now, I don't see a lot of changes happening. If you've not already been through a breakup in the last month or two, if things seem somewhat normal right now, I don't see a lot of changes. There could be some things from the past of the relationship coming up. There could be some, guilt or resentment that comes to the surface in December. But I see you guys being able to work through it. You do have the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups reversed at the top. So, as long as your relationship has some kind of solid root, you don't have the Tower, you don't have any of those crazy ending or Ten of Swords archetypes. So there could be a little bit of drama, there could be a rehashing of the past, but Sagittarius is not really hugely into that. I feel like the main message that's coming forward about that is you need to be careful of being like the King of Swords. There's a balance there because you need to be logical. Try not to be overly emotional when the past comes up in the relationship. Be logical and think objectively. Be transparent with who you're with. Don't use any form of emotional manipulation because that's going to lead you into a heartbreak archetype or heartbreak situation. So just make sure that on one hand, yes, you're being logical and objective about the situation, but you're also not being like hypocritical to whoever you're with. Like you're not potentially being really emotional, then using that against someone that you're with. Like if the other person is becoming very emotional and you've been too, and then all of a sudden just because they're emotional, you become completely objective and like use their own emotions against them. I feel like that's something that could be happening. You got to be consistent. That's really the main message, because I'm not telling you to not be emotional, and you definitely need to be objective, that's for sure. I mean, everyone does need to be, but it can be hard. But you've got to be consistent. Like, don't lose all of your objectivity to, be really emotional and talk about how unfair everything is. Because there could be a sense of kind of bipolarity in a relationship where things are really good one second, then all of a sudden it's very emotional. There could be a few things that need to be worked through, but I see the Sagittarius who have been in long-term relationships, I see you guys being able to work through that as long as you can maintain an objective lens, okay? And you know what, it might not be the time to focus so much on relationship drama in December. There's a lot of self-pampering that you need to do, Sag. I've just got to say, since it's your birthday, you need to lie back and you need to kind of disconnect from the world of drama. That will be very healing for you. You need to explore other cultures. You need to, change your sense of style, if that's what you feel drawn to do, into something that is more, that reflects more your own authentic sense of, eccentric style, because Sagittarius are so eccentric with their style. And if you can focus on that for a little while, you'll also gain subconsciously that ability to be objective, where you're not completely allowing emotions to dominate, and also other people around you who are important won't feel that they need to be emotionally manipulative with you, because there's something about the type of person that can really prioritize themselves in a unhealthy, selfish way, you know what I mean? There's something about that, people who can reflect their sense of authenticity to the world, that people don't want to try to emotionally manipulate. There's something very strong about people who can really showcase their authenticity to the world in a way that doesn't go against the grain of other people. You know what I mean? That doesn't project it onto other people. So that's what it really comes down to this month, Sag, is learning how to voice your authenticity, reflect your authenticity, but not project it onto other people. And that's going to really help your relationship as well. If you can focus on that instead of what's wrong with the other person. Okay, so all in all, it's going to be a really good month for you guys. There's going to be a lot of beautiful things that happen. Like, there's going to be a sense of style and like flair and just, that kind of saggy, fiery, exciting, like red. There's the color red is also emphasized. You see all the red in the cards and how each card kind of has a bit of red accent. So that's passion, that's fire, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be an exciting, beautiful month, which might come with a bit of drama. But as long as you can focus inward, reflect your authenticity, as long as your intentions are pure, it's going to come through the new year with a lot more stability than it left. So again, if you guys want to jump over to my shop and purchase a reading with me now before my rate goes up, you will retain that. And as always, I love it when you guys comment and we can start a dialogue about how this energy is playing out in your own life, or what your other interpretations may be of the cards. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would so appreciate it, because there are going to be a lot of fun new content coming out in the new year, and I would love for you guys to be a part of that. So I hope that December is really good for you guys, and namaste.